All right, let's do an audio and visual check. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing here in the YouTube? The music was loud. It was loud. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sounds good. Looks good. Let's see. Let's see if we get a few things set up here. Give me just a second. Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. As always, in the YouTube chat, there is our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything is for educational purposes only. Everything's for educational purposes only. It's not a signals class. It's not financial advice. And it's going to be an interesting night. It's an interesting night for sure. Oh man, it's always interesting. It's never boring in this prop firm world. It's never boring in the financial world and in this trading world. So let's start off. Let's kick it off with let's take a look at NASDAQ. Let's take a look at gold. Then we can have some good fun conversation. See if there's any trades. And then a hot topic I want to talk about tonight. And having Lance on Topstep TV, if you missed it, it was recorded. He was on with MP and Andre during the morning, during fast markets at 10 a.m. Central. If you missed it, rewatch it. Lance is one hell of a guy. That is for sure. A lot of the topics he was talking about, I hold near and dear to my heart. I know Coach Jay and the other coaches, we talk about those topics often. It's very important, and that continues to confirm, what is being taught here at Topstep. It's no joke. The fact that we want traders to be able to find success in these markets and be able to duplicate that success in the live environment, not just a sim environment, is you don't really find that anywhere else. At least I haven't found it. Maybe there's some random place I haven't looked, but in this prop world, yeah, it's very rare. So anyway, let's get to these markets. Let's take a look at the daily chart. And shout out to my man Baron, consolidating upwards. His words, and sure enough, that is consolidating upwards. It has been very consolidating, very upwards, and it's not been very clean price action. That is for sure. It's been chopping up into the right. This is a daily chart. Daily chart, not very clean price action compared to kind of what we were seeing. I mean, this wasn't very clean price action either. But yeah, look, this is a lot more clean. Like back in last fall of last year, that was more clean, and then we just been going linear, straight line. Right? Straight line. Markets go up into the right, 45-degree angle, basically. So beautiful. It's very beautiful if you have a longer-term position, right? Let's take a look now at an hourly chart, and let's see what's going on. Before we do more of a deep dive from a technical standpoint, Technical Tuesdays, let's take a look at this Trader Hub. Let's look at the data. We got some CPI coming out tonight, international, some French, but we know. Oh, this is what's this? Pre-market prep. What, do I click on this? I don't know what that is. That's a weird one. But we have the big one tomorrow. We have FOMC watch party here at Topstep TV. Then FOMC press conference with Papa Pal, and then following it up by lots of earnings. So a big day tomorrow. It's hump day. It's the middle of the week. It's Wednesday's price action tonight, all day until the close. And yeah, we also have Bank of BOC rate decision, and yeah, big day tomorrow. Big day. Do I click? I gotta click it. It's a clickable. I click the clicking things. And then tomorrow, just a reminder, PCE, it's a big one. Initial jobless claims. Tariff starts tomorrow. It looks like tomorrow night, tentative. And then followed off by non-farm payrolls. That's another big one as well. So diving back into it with all that, take a look at the price action today. I talked about this. Coach Jay and I talked about this. I was looking for it, market to sell off. It did just that. This is a decent pullback. Nice level of support. We hit it. It looks like we're holding in support again. And we rejected those highs. And so maybe we're going to be in a kind of holding pattern until FOMC. Can we be in a holding pattern until FOMC? Possibly. Nothing too crazy here on the hourly chart. I'm not seeing any decent opportunities. Maybe there's a nice buying one. I don't know. This is a difficult. We're down here holding a support. Maybe we get a push back higher up and towards the 23,500. Not liking too much. Feeling the pressure tomorrow for power hour, Mandy? There's always pressure. There's always pressure. Looking at the 5-minute, that was not too pretty. It looks like in the afternoon, it was just like a nice clear breakdown in power hour, right? Testing this trend line, then we just broke through it. And now we're starting to get right back up to where, right in the middle of this consolidation. Can we come back up? Maybe that's not too bad maybe we do come up here and test these 514s. That could be a possibility. We have some buying to get up to those 515s. Maybe we, on the bearish side, do we come back down and test these lower, 450s? Support. There's some support levels. Looks like tonight we've rallied. Tonight we're in the green, right? Since we opened up tonight, it's been higher lows. The trend's going up. So maybe we do come up and test the 500. Anyway, let's take a look at gold. Today was quite a day. Let's take a look at gold. Let's take a look at the daily chart on gold. It's on rollover. You can see the rollover. We rolled over in gold. 3,400 is this midpoint right here. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. I think I'm not going to touch gold since we just rolled over. I think the wise decision here on gold is that we hold off and let things settle down and let more of the volume flow over into this new contract. And it looks like it's been barcoding and it's a mess anyway. So not much going on tonight. Not much going on tonight with FOMC tomorrow. I'll focus on the NASDAQ. We'll watch the NASDAQ tonight. We'll zoom in, answer some questions, and talk about a topic. And let's do hashtag slow markets. Hashtag slow markets. Just tag me on the Twitterverse. And we could do some hashtag slow markets. And don't forget, I am now on Instagram. I Coach Dakota. I am now on Instagram, and there is the Insta. Let's see if we can. Give me a second. I gotta get this pinned. Let's go here. Just clicking everything. Hold up. Oil sure had a nice day. It's been a while since I took a look at oil. Maybe we can. So hold up. Mo, hey, you know what? It was for me. It was last week. Okay, I'm new to the Instagram world, and I'm having a blast on it. I'm having fun on the Instagram. I still haven't did an Instagram live yet. I've not done an Instagram live yet. Keyword yet. We'll see. Maybe one day. You know what? Maybe that's not a good idea because I'll be messing around with Instagram and I accidentally go live at like the worst moment. that would be one of a We'll see. You should really look at gold. I mean, we've been really looking at gold. We was talking about the rollover, just finishing that rollover in gold. Look at this. Gold. We just looked at that. Yo, Dakota, you got to put captions on my reels? I mean, I'm getting better. I'm going to hire someone to do some of my social media. And let's take a look. Can we look at I don't have the data on this one. It's divergence, 15-minute on gold. I mean, that looks like a barcode. At the top of the hour, we do see a spike. And this is the new contract month. Correct me if I'm wrong. Coach Hoop, are you in the chat? You are the gold man. Don't be technophobia. It's a lot to handle. Twitter, Instagram, this and that. There's a lot. Hoop said Toxie. Toxie. Yeah, we rolled tonight. And look what we're doing tonight. We're hanging between 84 and 86. 33.84, 33.86. You're here if I'm trading gold? You're here? I tell you, yes. Anyway, I want to talk about something. Who in the YouTube chat caught Lance's showing this morning on Fast Markets? Anybody? This right here? Lance showed up, Fast Markets. It was amazing. Who caught that? I did. Logan, Sony, Lance. Is Lance new? No, he's been around the market. He's 8-figure trader. It's been verified. He's an amazing trader. He's helped traders. He's the man. I did. Yeah, I was happy to have him on. I need to get him on. I need to bring him on. Maybe I just send him a message like, hey, do you want to come on Slow Markets? You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna send him a message. We're doing that. I don't mind. I need to get better at this. We'll give it the one Lance. The one. He is the one. Let's see if we can do this here. I'm gonna get some music on. Let's get some music on first. Let's get some music on while we're waiting for gold to not barcode. And then I want to talk more about the coaching standpoint. And yeah, let me know if this music is too loud. See if we can get some music. Okay, yeah, there we go. Dakota, you made me pay my bills. Thanks. Not sure what you mean by that, but you're welcome. It's all you. I did not make anybody do anything. This is for education. So, your trading is all on you. It has nothing to do with me. It's you. I'm here to help where I can and answer questions, but your trading is all you. Hi, DBA and chat. Great filibuster. Let's see. Yeah, I want to do this. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I'll figure it out. He meant your education made him pay the bills. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what you meant. I don't bet on anyone at Topstep to build up a solid audience outside of Topstep. You're getting all the followers from here. Topstep is the best. It flat out. What Topstep's doing, it's now like the weekly heartbeat that MP said. Every week, MP and the Topstep team, Topstep in general, it's not just MP, pushing out something. It's not like, wow, this is so amazing. This is changing the industry every single week. No, that's insanity, right? But it's like small adjustments, improvements, taking that step by step in the right direction. You don't finish a marathon and get to the finish line without taking that first step, right? Each step, one foot in front of the other. And that's what we're continuing to see here at Topstep. The whole today, like this big announcement, if you guys missed it, everybody in the chat missed this. Topstep announced this morning. Topstep starting today, 5 winning days. Not 200. It's now 150. Not 200. It's now 150. earns a payout. And there's some questions out there of like, oh, it's $50. That's not going to make a difference. It's a big difference. That's 25%. 25%, right? That's I think I'm doing that math. Yeah, that's 25%. That's big because there's brand new traders. There's traders. $50 is big. I mean, could you imagine if you had like $160 winning day, and then you feel like you're forced to place a trade to get to that $200? So that is a step. That's a positive note. It's these small little things that add up. It adds up. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love seeing that in the live, and it's just every little detail. It just continues. It makes a difference. It's the little things. It's those things, right? It happens to you so many times. It happens to so many traders. I see it on the VIP team. I see it all the time where a trader gets so close to passing in a combine or so close to a payout, and then they force themselves to take a trade. And so I would love to say, hey, just take a payout. Maybe I have my own opinions. I say $100. Let's do it. $100. Let's just, hey, how about a green day? Like $50. $50 I'd love to see that, but that's reasonable. $150. The last thing I would want to see would be traders just flipping contracts. Is that what they call it? Where you just place a trade and close it out for like 2 ticks and get in the positive just to say you traded today. That's silly. But then I don't want to see traders forcing themselves to try and make that $200. It should just come natural. It should really come natural. You follow your process, you follow your trading plan, and then, you trade it up. And $150 is more natural than, $200. Is that? I don't know if that's the right thing to say or not. There's the Nightbot. Shilling the Instagram. And we got the music going, right? Music's not too loud. Music is not too loud. Is tonight slow? Just tuning in out? Yeah, we're seeing gold breaking out right now. Gold is catching a little bit of a bid. Gold's catching a little bit of a bid. We could take a little scalp here in gold. Maybe. Let's see. We just got that breakout. We got 9 minutes, 8 minutes to the top of the hour. Any tips on getting better at recognizing a long trend of a market earlier? That's one of the biggest things in trading, right? When can you recognize a trend, or when can you recognize something in the market earlier? That is one of the keys to trading. I will tell you that it's not one of those like it's close to a fact, right? It's an edge. If you can identify when a market's going to trend, and if you could identify it earlier, then typically that's where an advantage comes from, where you can be able to make money. Is like if you can identify a trend as soon as the trend changes, like that would be optimal, right? But it could be more unrealistic. Traders use technicals. They'll use like a VWAP. They'll use something like a simple moving average. There's many ways to determine a trend. I like basic support and resistance, maybe higher lows, higher highs. It's hard to do it on this example because gold just got done rolling over on the 5-minute chart. But if we take a look at like, I don't know, gold on an hourly chart, maybe. Yeah, that's still not very pretty, right? Not very pretty. But look at this. Like, this is like, how do you identify when gold sold off and started to trend downwards, right? Because there's no argument for what the chart I'm looking at during this period of time in gold, gold is in a downtrend. From this point up here to this point down here, there's no argument that that's a downtrend, right? But then how do you identify it? And so for me, it's usually technicals. I like to see technicals to where we, broke through this level. We came down, we tested this very next level, and then we broke through that level. Then we broke through it again, right? And so there wasn't any great entry. Like there wasn't a good, this was a decent pullback, but there wasn't a decent pullback to where it's like, okay, we pulled back to an area of resistance and then we continued. But how do we identify it is key, right? Like how do we get into it? How do we identify it? How do we trade this? And being able to identify those things and then make a decision and then manage that trade successfully that's trading, right? That's part of trading. That's the big part. And look at gold. We rejected those 88s and right back down to the middle of this range. Let's take a look. Let's see. Do we have any slow markets? Hashtag slow markets. I posted a tweet, an X, right before I came on, and now my notifications are just going crazy. Let's hear it. What is slow markets? You guys are my my slow markets class. My dare I say favorite? Dare I say favorite is what's your thoughts on this? I just sent that out, but since I have had a bit of struggle I've done it before. I did it before. I did it last year. If you remember, and if you was following me, where I struggled and then I took a loss, I made a mistake, and then I switched to Topstep X. And when I switched to this Topstep X, I started from scratch. At the very beginning. 0. Got combines and got right back up to the leaderboard. And so I'm thinking about, I think the right decision for me might be going back to starting from scratch. Would you guys want to see that? And here's what I might do. There's a lot of details. I'll probably have conversation. You know what would be really cool in this industry is a combine counter. You could film it. We could film it from the Instagram. Wouldn't that be cool? Every single time I go through a combine, we count it. And it's all transparent. And everything's shown. Like, hey, I blew my combine. Boom, combine counter. There's one on the combine counter. Right? And go through that. And demonstrate it. Market Wiz, I want to see it, but I like to know why. Just as a demonstration? No, because I've been struggling. And I think it's only fair that when you struggle, it's important that, hey, it's okay to go back to... back from square one, because you can't just, hey, I lost some money, I've been struggling, all right, I figured it out, and I'm gonna send my brokerage $50,000, and there you go, I'm starting fresh. Here's an extra $50,000, and there we go. Because I do that with my personal brokerage. I do it like, hey, if I'm down a little bit, I'll just send an ACH to my personal brokerage and go back, pump my account back up to where it was, start fresh for this quarter, and then do it again. And then if I make money, I can pull it out. But your account name says what combine you're on? No, I don't think, does it? I don't think it does. I have blown 0 combines this year. I have purchased 0 combines this year. For 2025, I thought I talked about that once. Right? For 2025, I have purchased 0 combines. I have blown 0 accounts. I've just had my 1 live account, and I've been struggling with it. I did talk. I don't know what I talk about anymore. So I have to repeat myself so often because traders ask the same questions. Those same questions over and over, even though I've already said it 50, 100 times. How do you define struggle? I lose money longer than 3 months. And I've had my ups and downs. I've had good months, I've had bad months, but I've been having bad months more than I've had good months in this day trading account. Let's see. I'm not on another level. I'm just like everybody else here. And when it comes to being human, making mistakes, going back and redoing it, and being able to help others. If I could only show half the chat. If I could only show half of what gets muted here. I'll explain the 3-bar reversal. Yeah, it's slow. Look, gold has not moved anywhere. We have 30 seconds to the top of the hour. We'll see if gold's going to move. Gavin R, will I ever do an options class? Yeah, I think I will. Willie C, I've been struggling with one prop firm. When I switched prop firms, I got funded payouts right away. It was a joke. Loved honesty. I mean, it's the internet, right? You can't hide anything. There's no point of hiding anything, especially when you want to teach and help traders get to a live account and find success, right? You do more harm than good when you are not transparent, when you're trying to help people. I love what ends. No, I just have my live account. The only other thing I have is I have the new dashboard. The new dashboard. I have a coach's combine. That's all it is, and it's just something I could, demonstrate. I could place trades. I could, practice on. That's it. Oh, there it is. There it is, Nightbot. Right at the top of the hour. The risk disclosure. Crude's waking up. Gold's not moving. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is not moving. We might be in a holding pattern with FOMC tomorrow. We might be very much in a holding pattern with FOMC tomorrow. Looks like gold did not hold above 86 and we rejected. So my next thought is, will gold sell off down to these 70s? Can we see 74 or 70 or can we see 69? FOMC tomorrow, can't expect much movement unless there's breaking news or a trade deal or tariff conversation. Technical Tuesday. Well, the technicals tonight are barcode. Barcode. This is what a true barcode looks like. Tell traders, you scan that. I'll tell you not to trade. Some guy says, do you trade light? I every single time I'm on TopstepTV, I am trading. Or I'm looking at these markets. These are the live markets. You can see this is my live account. I've been in this live account for officially a year. I've taken just under $500,000 worth of money from this account. And yeah, I'm struggling. So I think it's time. I've done it before. We'll see. Here we go, NQ. Yeah. NQ's every time I look at the NASDAQ. Up and to the right. Can we break through these? I think we could possibly see these 500s test. Fire good run though. 1 year anniversary. Congrats. Yep, me and this live account. We're all in it together, Jin. Yeah, you know what? You know what I'm surprised I don't see more of? Oh, let's see. Yeah, I want to do a combine counter. Because if I do it, like, I want to do it to show everybody. To, like, understand we're in this together. You know what I was also thinking? Maybe I do it with my VIP team. My VIP team. The VIP draft is this week. And there's 11 teams, so maybe I just do it with my VIP teams. Mandy says, do it. $500,000, yeah. This is here day trading at this Topstep account, and I've really done it for. I don't want to say I've done it for educational purposes only, because that wouldn't be true. I've done it to start. I did it to start last year in January, February. I did it to prove a point that I am a coach and I do know how to trade. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll start trading. Because when I first started at Topstep, and maybe I need to create a video on this, is when I first started at Topstep, I've said this a few times, I started as a coach. I just wanted to be a coach. I was like, hey, I'm going to try and do this, get a payout, whatever. And I was working with Coach Jay, Coach Paul, Coach Ray, all the coaches, and I wanted to help traders. And I did that in like, what was it? October, November, December. And then January, I got challenged. They're like, hey, you're a coach because, you know, those who can't do, teach, but those who can do, whatever that saying is. I was like, you know what? Whatever. Okay, let's do this. I'll start trading. And so February, I got my live account. And the end of February, I made number 1 in the leaderboard with like $180,000. And then I took a payout. And then I grew it again. I took another payout. And then in July, I struggled. This is last year. This has only been a year ago. And then I struggled. I took a loss, made a mistake, switched to Topstep X, started from 0, went from 0 in Topstep X, and then did it all over again. Got back to number 1, and then, you know, took all these payouts. I withdrew $250,000 the beginning of this year, and yeah, here we are, July, struggling again. And so, yeah, keeping a combine counter. Yeah, I'm showing everybody how to do everything. If trading is your only source of income, how do you ride out the tough times? Mo, how do you ride out the tough times? So it's important to, I'm a firm believer of having multiple sources of incomes. I'm a firm believer of having multiple sources of incomes. I come from a stock and options background. I've been trading stocks and options for, you know, over 14 and a half years. And day trading futures is more recent for me. So it's been about 2.5 years for day trading futures. Options is my bread and butter. It's my primary source of income. Day trading futures, I've only been doing this at Topstep. And like I said, I pulled out not $500,000. It's been a little less than $500,000 over the past 1.5 years, 2 years. 1.5 years. It hasn't even been 2 years. So yeah, but 1.5 years. And I'm considering that as like a side source of income that's different from my options and then other, investments and things that I have going on. And so it's taken a while to get it to that point, to have multiple sources of income. But when you're brand new and you first start trading, then you need to understand that there will be ups and downs. And that's one of the beautiful things about a prop firm is when you struggle like me, right? I have my ups and I have my downs. My ups, making good money. And then when you struggle and downs, the nice thing about a prop firm is, when you struggle, if you like blow your account or you struggle, you can go back to step one, right? You're like, okay, I'm struggling. I need to start over. I need to do something different. Something's not working out. I've taken my payout. And the nice thing is the money I've taken out of this market through Topstep, that's already in other investments. It's already in some stocks and options and some notes. And yeah, it's an interesting thing. I can't lose that right now if I start struggling with teaching. I could start over. What is it? What's combine? $150, $50. Start over. I'll keep track of that. Maybe we could keep track of that. I would love to have a combine counter. So whenever I struggle, it's all shown. It has always been shown on air here at Topstep, and I think it will continue to always be shown on Topstep and everything shown in front of you. So that way, if I get say 5 combines, we keep track of it. I don't mind everybody keeping track of my stuff. I don't mind. I don't care. I'm not switching accounts or hiding anything. So keep track of it. And then if I struggle or I make a mistake or lose those and I have to get 5 new ones or reset it, well, put that damn thing on the tally and you see everything. And that'd be really cool, right? How cool would that be if everybody who is influencing on social media has an evaluation counter? That would be insane. It's like, yeah, he made 100,000, but what did it take to get him there, right? Now, it's not to just, hey, this guy's better than this person. No, but it's to show the journey and the struggle that maybe too many people are embarrassed to show. I don't know. Is that the right way to say it? Is like, maybe there's a lot of people that are just so embarrassed to show how many combines they went through or what it really takes to get through this, or hey, are you copy trading or are you not, and what it takes and the ups and downs and mistakes and all that. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it would be fun. I don't mind it. Martin says, life is always easier when you're 100% real. Too hard to juggle the BS. It is, man. It's hard to keep track of. I would imagine how difficult it is to keep track of all the BS, especially when it's all like online and on social media. And you just have to remember. It's that saying where it's like, when you lie once, one lie leads to another one, leads to another one, leads to another one, and it becomes a mess. It's a lot easier just to be transparent from the beginning. Does Topstep have a 7-figure trading? KJ is our big trader. KJ, I think he's getting close to 7 figures. At least this year. I'm not sure the total. I don't have access to those details, but I don't know if it's by year or overall. AD, how do I get on your team? It's through the VIP draft. Those VIP drafts are random. If it was up to me, I would pick individuals, but I'm biased. I would be biased to my slow markets class. But it's done fair. It's done random. So just tune in during the day show and they do the VIP drafts. Can you explain the difference between a Combine XFA and a funded account? Yeah. So a Combine's your very first account. It's simulated and it's kind of like a test account, right? If you pass your Combine, you'll have access to an XFA, which is like it's like a funded account. It's like a second test account. And then say you make money in the XFA, you could be eligible to get a payout, right? Where Topstep sends you, sends you money for those funds. And then, after because an XFA is a funded account. And then, once you've traded well in an XFA, Express funded account, then you can qualify to a live environment, which is up to the risk managers. I'm so inspired by KJ Futures that I suffer the consequence of trying to be like him. KJ Futures is amazing. He's awesome. I've had conversations with him, and I'm so happy he took that payout, because I was #1 for the largest payout ever at Topstep until he took his payout this year. Yep, I held the #1 spot up until, what was it? February, March, whenever he took his big payout. But he's one heck of a trader. What's your go-to trading strategy? I am purely technicals. Purely technicals. You could go through. I talk about it. Oh, you know what? I think there was. I think I might have saved something. I might have bookmarked something for. Damn it! Where did it go? Where did it go? I'll have to look through, but I posted it. I did a whole week of slow markets where I broke down how I was trading. And this was last year, right when I was at my full stride, when I was making all the money. It wasn't that long ago. I say last year like it's been forever, but it was less than a year ago. It was like fall, October, November, where I went over what my strategy is, and it took me a week. It took me an entire week, so it was like 5 classes, and I think I thought I posted it on X, but it's here on YouTube. It's recorded, but there's a nice playlist somewhere, and I need to find it. It was on my Twitter. If anybody has that, let me know in the YouTube chat. The internet's really good at finding things, so I posted it. It was like a video playlist where I broke down the way I view these markets and the strategies. And I did it in depth over 5 slow markets classes. It was really good. I'm looking for it right now. We'll see if I can find it. Flemmy says, I'll look. What's up? What's up, Dakota? Please find. I'll find it. I'll find it and I'll repost it. Okay? I'll find it and repost it. Let's see. It wasn't that long ago either. Somebody tagged it somewhere. 3-bar reversal? Yeah, it did include a 3-bar reversal. Yeah, everyone who asked me about a 3-bar reversal, that was in there. It is in there. Oh, you really want to see how much like my options trading? Here, look at this. This was earlier this year. If you know anything about options, these are credit spreads. So this is just half of those options on the Qs. So options have been really nice to me. But yeah, this is only the good side. This is only the good side if you know anything about credit spreads. Let me see if I can find those. I don't think it was that long ago. Shouldn't have been too long ago. Oh well, let me know in the chat if you guys find it. It was this year, and it's a playlist that someone made on my slow markets. It was nice. I'll continue to find it if the YouTube chat doesn't. Because I've been thinking about doing it again. Yeah, it's on. Everything's recorded on Topstep TV. It's on Topstep TV. Is this music too loud? Because we're not really seeing anything going with these markets. Yeah, July of 2024 is when it started. Here's gold getting back up to these 3380s. Music's fine. Music, thanks, Jin, Yoko. Do you host the options class? Not yet. Not yet. Options have a decent role to play, though, in the futures, too. I do not trade 0 DTEs. All right. Let me know, chat. Let me know when you find it. I trust the YouTube chat. I don't think I ever thought I would be saying that in my life, but I will trust the YouTube chat on this one. We'll watch gold, see if we can make these highs. See if we could break through 3390. If we do, then the next stop I have is, can we see a retest of these 3400s? 3400 seems to be like the area that this market might want to go. I'm looking at gold here specifically. There's like a lot of resistance. This was Monday. There's that Sunday gap. And so 3,400, big round number. Maybe we do see gold pushing up there before FOMC tomorrow. Careful what you trust to find things on the internet, Dakota. Hey, nothing to hide here. Nothing to hide. Let's go through those. Richard, yeah. We need to get you on for slow markets one day. Here you are. Here I am. Here I is. I am right here. We're watching gold. And this is right before FOMC tomorrow. Seeing some slow markets, some consolidating markets. And we still have hashtag slow markets. Do we have any hashtag slow markets? Yes, we do. Rick out here, if you want to learn futures, it's worth it. Hashtag slow markets. Love. All love here. You're awesome, Rick. Always gotta share the love. Low-key slow markets are starting to grow on you. Reminds me a lot of swing trading. It's similar. And now, I don't want to get into the debate between the difference of day trading, swing trading, scalping, but you use I've been using a higher time frame during slow markets, right? Hourly, 5 minutes. You've seen Coach Jay. You place a trade. You just let it run. I say overnight, but depending on where you're at, because we have traders from around the world, it might be morning, afternoon. Maybe you place a trade at lunch and let it go before you go to bed. But it's a lot slower paced, right? That's why we call it slow markets. NQ at VWAP. NQ at VWAP. We're starting to sell off a little bit here. We have not broken out. We failed to break out towards 500, and we are pushing back down. The question is, do we make a higher low, or do we sell back down to settlement, or where we opened tonight? It's different than settlement. So maybe we come back down to this level where we opened up tonight. Do you ever get tired when slow market is happening? Sometimes. It depends. That's a good question. Not really. Sometimes. But I typically I have a lot of energy at this time. This looks like it's in a downward trend to you. See, this is interesting. how do you determine a trend? That goes back to my question earlier, is traders can determine a trend so many different ways, right? Is what do you determine a trend and the time frame? This is why time frame is very important, right? Is this a bullish trend going up and to the right? Or maybe are you looking at this, right? The last 20 minutes could be a downtrend. Are you looking at, the last, 8 hours? This could be a downtrend. So that's why this is part of the reason why trading could be so difficult, right? It is because markets are fractal depending on the time frame you're looking at. Are you looking at 1 minute, 5 minute, hourly, daily? You could make a reason the trend being any direction, and that's where consistency is very important. Consistency is extremely important when it comes to time frames, because I can make an argument for either direction depending on the time frame. There's that joke where you're just like, yeah, if you don't like the trend, you just change your time frame, and then you can make the market look the way you want it to look by changing your time frame or looking for a setup. You could always convince yourself long or short, it seems like, at almost any time. I find a downtrend needs to be supported with a break of resistance. Okay. After 60-point gain on the 1 minute chart, the trend line broke and is now in a downtrend. I agree. Are you referring to this trend line? Is that the move you're referring to? I mean, that has been a 45. Yeah, maybe. I think that's the move you're referring to. What about Bitcoin? Another rejection on gold. Let's take a look at gold. Nasdaq and gold. Yeah. Oh, that's not gold. That is gold. There's that rejection. Look, barcodes. We're running stops to the bottom, to the top. It's just, yeah. The way I'm seeing this is it's zero trades for me. Zero trades for me. NQ sideway up, bullish. You only care about levels. Gold is scary. Yeah, it's barcoding. It's barcoding. Now remember, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do have a little bit short over class. Same, zero trades. Hey, sometimes the best position is no position. Actually, not sometimes. Most of the time, the best position is no position. Doomlord says, I grabbed the top with a 5 lot. What does that mean? What does that mean, Doomlord? You sold the top with a 5 lot in gold? Or you bought it? You're grabbing tops over here. Yes. Whatever that, yes, okay. I'm gonna make an assumption you sold the top with a 5 lot. Okay, there you go. Short 387.3 with 5 GC. Nice trade. Covered 83.6. 83.6. Left a runner. Okay. You're looking for this one, that one. Okay, now I know what you mean. What's your opinion on Hikinashi candles? I used to look at Hikinashi candles. If I'm saying that right, I think I'm saying that right. Hikinashi. Ichimoku cloud. Oh, that brings me back. It's not an indicator. It's a candle. Oh, it's been a long time though. It's been a long time on this. It's been so long. I don't look at those. It's been like years and years since I've ever looked at them. But if you're able to find a strategy using them, then I find nothing wrong. I have nothing against any candles. Even a line. I see people trading line charts, right? None of that stuff matters. If you could develop a consistent process and follow that process consistently, is the key. Consistency, consistency, consistency. And I'm gonna tie this back to Lance, my man Lance. And it's so true that getting to zero, and what do you mean? What is meant by that is the hardest part of trading is getting to zero. And all that means is getting to break even. If you can break even as a trader, that's half the battle. That's one of the most difficult parts of trading, is just getting to break even. And then from 0 to 1, that's the next level, right? It's like, okay, just make $1. Like getting profitable. It doesn't mean you're gonna make thousands and thousands. It's like, hey, I just want a profitable, a positive expectancy, right? And then it gets, I hate using the word easier, but yeah, it's, you now have the capability to make money. It could be a matter of sizing. It could be a matter of psychological. It could be so many different things. But once you get to break even, or once you get to, a profitable equity curve, and it could be, hey, I'm averaging $5 a day, or $50 a day, or $100 a day. Once you start getting to that, then the sky's the limit, right? And I like what he said, because this is true. I talk about it. The other coaches talk about it all the time. And that's why I really enjoyed having Lance on, was because the coaches here talk about those things so often. We talk about them all the time, about consistency, about the disconnection from money, where you need to stop thinking about the dollar amounts, stop connecting, your emotions to the dollars. Use the dollar, because that's what we trade. We trade using money, and we need to use that as a tool. That's what money is for us as traders. Money is a tool, and be able to use it consistently. And we're, risk managers. Nightbot with the risk disclosure again. It's really cool that we had him on. Yeah, that shows you what open-mindedness does. Being open-minded and being willing to have good conversations, right? Like, hey, this person has an opposite opinion of me. We can have good conversation, but not to where it becomes like a pissing match, or like kids, right? Like grade school level stuff. It's like, okay, let's debate this. Like, hey, you don't like the way that this happens? Let's talk about it. Maybe we have a different opinion. Maybe you could change my opinion. Maybe I could change your opinion. Maybe we could come to some mutual agreement about, how this works or that works. But then we're not just going to sit here and call each other names and talk trash and any of that stuff. And Lance coming on Topstep TV is a result from adults being adults, sitting down and having good conversation. So big shout out to you, MP. Big shout out to MP, and big shout out to Lance. To be able to be grown men from, talking online to having different opinions to, what we've seen. That interview that MP did to Lance coming on Topstep TV. Shout out to me. Shout out to everybody here in the YouTube chat. Gold pushing back down to these 83s. Can you call KJ Futures? Do you want me to get him on the phone? I might give him a call, but it's not going to be on air. I probably do have to. Yeah, he's awesome. Shout out the entire Topstep crew. Yeah. Get KJ on the phone live on air. I've just been messaging him back and forth on. That's it. Topstep forever. there's a big order that came in here on gold. Right there, 123. Yeah, we'll pour one out for the homies. Oh man. Oh man. We got yeah, we'll see what gold's doing here. There's a bat big order sitting at 83.4. 83.4. Yeah, I'm on tomorrow morning, Doom. With you. Doom, you're going to be on tomorrow morning, right? Waiting for you. Yeah, yeah. LFG. Ooh, look at this. I changed my mind on regulations after having a payout denied on another firm. I now think it's necessary. Yeah, if you've been in this game for a while, you'll understand that regulations can be a good thing. I talked about it. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Price of diesel went up. Okay. Mike Bell, Dakota. Know who would also be good to have on? Mike Belfour. I don't know. Mohammed, I don't know on those. I don't know. I just say tune in to Topstep TV whenever MP's on. He gives out the goods. He always spills the tea. Oh look, here's. Oh, it's hidden. It's hidden. I'm not gonna even reply to you. Hit like for Eddie. Sounds like Eddie's doing well. I'm excited for him to be back on Topstep TV. Hopefully he's recovering. Enjoy being able to rest and just recover, get rejuvenated. I can't stress health enough. I cannot stress how important health is. Everyone that I care about, if there's something I can do to help others when it comes not to just the trading, it's like, hey, if you need me to fly out to Chicago and help in any way, I'll do it. Like today, just because it's already been almost 2 weeks where I damaged this rib. Today I went and I took blood tests just to make sure everything was okay. You can't be too safe. You cannot be too safe when it comes to your health. Sour? Sour or cracked? What do you mean sour or cracked? Well, it's not a broken rib. The doctor thinks it might be like a hairline fracture, but he didn't do the x-ray they did. I don't know what, it wasn't that great of an x-ray that came back negative. So I would say it's just really sore, but it's been that way for a while. But it's not like broken. It's just taken forever to heal. I see Lance on here in the near future as your guest. I don't know, chat. We gotta get Lance on. Yeah, there we go. I have a whole list of names to bring on slow markets. Okay, I need to start getting them on. No excuses. No excuses. We gotta get it. We gotta get Hoag on. We gotta get MP on. We gotta get Andre on. We gotta get Dobie on. And then we could talk about some guests. So let me get that done first, okay? Maybe maybe Nancy Pelosi. We got get Jerome Powell. Who else do we need on for some slow markets? Yeah, we need to get Richard on here. Come on, Richard Harris. We know you want to. Richard, what will it take? Richard Harris, what will it take for you to come on to Slow Markets? Get Doom. Yeah, we could get you on here, Doom. Do it. Yeah, we chat. I need to get people on here. It could be Tuesday. Random guests on Tuesday. Trump and Powell live on Slow Markets. That would be insane. Yeah, Aaron trades. Aaron trades. Where are you at? He might just be waking up. Gold's starting to sell off here now to these 80s. We rejected twice. We rejected these 88s twice. Now I think it's, yeah, we're starting to see some more movement. Now we're starting to pick up that sell off. Gold's starting to sell off. Maybe we see, I mean, we're down near this trend line. Slow markets could be popping more. Would that give me 10,000 likes if I could get Trump, Musk, and Jerome Powell all in the same room? You like me to see? You want me to ask Lance if he knows a guy called The One? You guys are insane. You guys are insane. Come on. Come on. It would get 100 million likes. It'd be like WWE markets. Get ICT. Nah. We got DBA concepts over here. DBA concepts. Maybe you guys will see a live combine counter. How many combines does it take for Dakota to get to this live account? What is that? It's like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of Tootsie Pop? Is that what it was? We could do, how many combines does it take to get to a live account? DBA concepts? Andrew says 3. It takes 3. Okay. How many combines does it take? Yeah. I need to be careful with what I'm saying. Don't scare you with a combine counter. It'd just be for me, nobody else. Combine counter. I challenge everybody on social media who shills an affiliate code to have a live combine counter. I challenge it. I challenge everybody. Spread the word. I challenge it. I'm going to say this again tomorrow. Doom, you hear me here. Remind me tomorrow if I forget. Please. Please, Doom. I am challenging everybody online to have a combine or an evaluation counter. I'm doing it. I'll do it. I'm going to lead it by example. If everybody else is too scared to do it, I'm doing it. Maybe they can't even keep track. I'm doing it. Yeah, DBA concepts. But yeah, we're gonna do it together, and it's gonna be good. They're gonna need a college degree to count their combines. Okay, I better end it there. Oh, I can't. Oh. That was some good stuff. Yeah, combine or reset counter or something. I'm at 0 this year. So I'm at 0. When I start this, I'll be at 1. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. I don't mind getting back in the trenches. I don't mind it. Yeah, you're gonna see it. And here's the thing is, I don't get special treatment. I don't want special treatment. I don't get special treatment. I don't want special treatment. Just like everybody else. I want to pay for everything fair, legit. If I reset, I'm paying for that reset. If I get a combine, I'm paying for that combine. Same as everybody else. I've never gotten any catering. I think it's wrong for a company to cater to someone who is like that. Yeah, it's to me that's fair. I'll never ask that. I'll show it too. I'll show everything. Like if I purchase a combine, everyone's knowing about it. Yep. Current Dakota, what's the current gold contract? Right here, MGCZ. We are in Z25. We just rolled over. Gold is starting to sell off. Gold's rolling over again. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. Like I said, Tuesdays and Thursdays, ending it a little early. And tomorrow, I'm gonna be on air with you, Doom. On you, Doom. Me and you. And then FOMC tomorrow. It's a big one. Watch party, FOMC. And then again, remember, tomorrow's already Wednesday. And July is almost over with. Holy cow. July is almost over with. So I'll see everybody tomorrow morning during fast markets. And then again, slow markets with Coach J. FOMC. I'll see everybody. Bye.